Right, what is up guys? It's me back with another video, and today I'm going to be recording a football video. There will be a Fortnite video on the way soon. I haven't posted in a while because I've just been really busy and stuff. It's been stuff. So, today's video is going to be about every Premier League club and their best player this season. So, I'm going to include the relegated sides, so Bournemouth, Watford and Norwich. But yeah, so I'm going to do that. And yeah, so let's get started. First up is Arsenal. And if I'm honest, there's really only one man that can be a shining star in this Arsenal side. It's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's got close to 20 goals this season, which is phenomenal, just mind-blowing. They're trying to extend his contract so he can stay there a bit longer. Only cost them 60 million, and he's already overcome that in goals, with him only being there 2.5 seasons. So yeah, it's Aubameyang. There's no one even close. Lacazette, he's been a bit worse than he was at the last season. Last season he could score like 11, 12 goals. But this season, first half wasn't that productive. Second half, beginning of the year before lockdown, he was being on the bench to Nketiah, who was essentially had a flopped loan at Leeds. So at the beginning of this year, he didn't even barely played off the bench, but his form did come back after lockdown. But there's no way I can't say Aubameyang for this. It's just no. Aston Villa, this is a pretty simple one as well. There's a few for Aston Villa. You could say John McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Matt Targett. But if we're being truly honest, it's Jack Grealish. He's been a maestro wherever he's played, whether that been at Cam or on the wing. He's got goals, he's got assists, and he's the man who scored on the final day of the season to keep them in the Premier League for another year at least. He may be moving to either Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, big clubs, but I feel like that's pretty. You can't really say anyone else for Villa. Same sort of thing as Aubameyang for Arsenal. Bournemouth-wise, this Bournemouth side, it wasn't as good as it was, because they've got relegated now after being 5 seasons in the Premier League. But to survive 5 seasons, that is incredible, especially conceding 60+ goals every single season they've been in the Premier League. 5 seasons in a row. Eddie Howe was trying to keep them up, but their efforts were in vain. A lot of their star players have underperformed, like Callum Wilson, Joshua King, etc., etc. But there has been one light. Same sort of thing for Arsenal, but Arsenal were better than Bournemouth. And that's Nathan Ake. At centre-back, he's been solid all season. He was incredible last season. Top maybe 6 centre-backs in Premier League last season. Incredible. But despite having a shaky backline with him, he's done really good. I think he's deserved. He's linked with a move back to Chelsea, which would be good for Man City. So, which would be good, considering I don't think he'll want to play in the Championship, the centre-back he is. Next up, another centre-back, but this time the club is Brighton, and it's Brighton have had a few good talents this season, like Leandro Trossard coming in from Genk. He's done well. Goals and assists, decent, like about 10 goal contributions. It's okay. Glenn Murray, their veteran striker, has been mostly played on the bench because they brought in Neil Maupay from Brentford for 20 million, who has been a bit of a flop on his first season. Got on 7 goals, I think. It's not, considering Glenn Murray nearly got 15 last season. They dropped Murray, despite him being 36. Glenn Murray is still a great goal scorer, and he's shown that with the 3-4 goals he's got this season. So, yeah. But for Brighton, it's as I said, another centre back, and it's Lewis Dunk. He has been really good all season, just like he was last season, and he has just been really good. Now on to Burnley. In my opinion, there's been a few good players for Burnley, like Chris Wood, who's gotten 10 goals in the Premier League season for like the third time, and Ashley Barnes, Dwight McNeil, just to name a few. But it's a goalkeeper. The first goalkeeper in this list, Nick Pope. He's got, I'm not sure if he got, I think he came second on clean sheets with like 20, behind Alisson, who's Liverpool's goalkeeper, and they won the league, so pretty respectable. Right. And yeah, Nick Pope, done well. Now on to Chelsea. It's got to be Kante. Like, he's just been so well since he signed. It doesn't matter if he's been injured for a while. It doesn't matter. It's just Kante. Now, Crystal Palace. Few players. Zaha's still linked with everybody under the sun. And he has been okay, but he's been good. But at times, it's been a bit lackluster in front of goal. Not picking the pass and just shooting a few times when his teammate's in a better position. But I think Crystal Palace is Jordan Ayew. They bought him in for a reasonably low fee, and he scored 9 goals. Like, you can't complain when you got him for reasonably cheap. And next is Everton. It's Richarlison. He's been goals and assists. Just, if you would have asked me this question before lockdown, if the Premier League season had ended, I'd probably say Calvert-Lewin. But he's dried up on goals. I think he has got like 1 or 2 goals in his past like 15 matches or something stupid like that, which is ridiculous considering he got like 15 goals in the whole season. Ridiculous. Leicester City now, and it's Jamie Vardy. He won the Golden Boot at 33. That's the oldest someone has ever won it. 23 goals. What an achievement. Granted, some of the top strikers, like Harry Kane, Aguero, have been injured for portions of the season. So it wasn't exactly the hardest Golden Boot race. But there was a man from Southampton chasing him really well, who I'll later cover. Next is Liverpool. They've won the league. I can literally pick anyone from their starting 11 and pretty much most of their bench. And, like, people wouldn't be that annoyed. To name a few, Salah, Mane, Alisson, Henderson, Trent, Robertson, Joe Gomez, Like, the side is filled with stars and homegrown talent. It's a great team. Is it in the top best Premier League winning sides? It's up there. I don't think it's the top, but it is up there. But I think for Liverpool's best player, it's got to be Van Dijk. He's just like the world's best defender, unstoppable pretty much for the whole season. And you could say the same unstoppable thing about Man City's player of the season. It's Kevin De Bruyne. Goals, lethal in front of goal. Assists for days. I don't even know how to start with this man. The Belgian player has just been so unbelievable. Next, we're on to Man United, and it's Bruno Fernandes. Yes, he came in January, but he has saved their season. With the goals and assists he has provided to that team, he has saved their season. If Man United hadn't signed him, they could be looking at 5th, 6th at best, but he got them to 3rd. Well, obviously not just him, but he has helped massively, and I think he's the best player. For Newcastle, I'm going with Dubravka, solid in goal, just like last season. Can't really say much more about him. Norwich, team who finished bottom of the table with 21 points. But there was one good player but for his age, I think he's 31, 32. Don't think anybody will sign him from the Prem again, because he's already had a failed time at Newcastle. And it's Timo Pukki, Norwich's striker. He's had a few rough patches, not getting goals for considerable amounts of the season, but he's still got like 13, 14? For a relegated team, that is pretty good. And now Sheffield United, it's Dean Henderson. He's on loan from Man United, but in goal, behind Nick Pope, Allison, Nick Pope, Edison, I think he's in the top 5 Premier League goalies at this point. Top 5 Premier League goalies from their performances this season. Not in general, just from this season. Saving everything, barely any mistakes. He did make a mistake against Liverpool, but they won the league. It's fine. Next, on to Southampton, it's the man who was challenging Jamie Vardy for the Golden Boot with 21 or 22 goals. Danny Ings. What an incredible season. For a guy Southampton signed, they had him on loan last season, scored about 10 goals, and got 3 assists. That was enough for him to get a permanent move for about 20 million. Just like a Liverpool bench warmer previously, to now go on to be in the Golden Boot race. That is wow. Now, that's wow. It's Tottenham, and it's really between Kane and Son here in Jose Mourinho's side. I think it's got to be Kane. Finished around 20 goals for the season, maybe 19 or 18. But it is a bit low for Harry Kane's standards, but that's still incredible. Incredible goals. Yes, he has been injured for part of the season, but even with the injury, Tottenham still finished 5th or 6th? No, 6th. That's decent. It's decent. Europa League's not bad. And now on to Watford, relegated, which I'm happy about, but because Luton's rivals are Watford. But then, the star player has been Ismail Assar. When he's played, he's done well. Evidence of that is in the 3-0 smashing of Liverpool. And yeah, he's just been all round good. West Ham. If you asked me this before lockdown, it would either be Felipe Anderson, Sebastian Haller, maybe even Mark Noble up there. But after their collapse, well, no. Beginning of this year, at the beginning of the season, they were doing well. But then they just kind of collapsed end of last year, beginning of this year before lockdown. And after lockdown, Mikel Antonio scored in every single game after lockdown, 7 goals. And in his previous 15 he had played in, he scored 2. So 9 goals for Mikel Antonio, who is... He's good, but he couldn't play for a big team. He's single-handedly saved West Ham season, kept them in the Premier League, and not just by 1 or 2 points, by 4 points. It's good. And finally, we're on to Wolves, and Raul Jimenez, 18, 19 goals. The Mexican man he's been incredible. Wolves, they finished 7th or 8th. That's good. They finished 7th last season. Might win the Europa League. I don't know. Not sure who's actually left in the Europa League, if there's any biggish teams still. But yeah, that is my list of every Premier League club's player of the season. This took a while to think about and do stuff. So if you want to like the video, wouldn't mind. So yeah, this is another video coming out soon, and yeah, bye.